And I say this to those young people right now, although markets are saturated and there's a lot of noise out there, you actually are in the most robust opportunities that this life has to offer. Many of these things back 20, 30 years ago didn't exist in reference to like people making a living off of social media. So my thing is stop crying and get your ass to work.
Try to live well and prosper. Don't trust your doctor. Ruthless with my wordplay. No, I'm not a shotter, but I got them hits, man, coming straight out the barrio. That's why I'm hip hop sicario. I like my privacy. I show out every now and
Back to the Rolo Runs the City podcast. I am your host Rolo, and I'm glad to be back with you this evening today. This is a very special and important episode for me today because this is the 100th episode of the Rolo Runs the City podcast, and I am very grateful to be in front of you tonight. And I just wanted to go ahead and first put out the particulars. You guys already know. Feel free to reach out to me at Rolo Runs the City podcast, as well as Rolo Runs the City Music on Facebook and Instagram, and also on X at Rolo Runs the City, as well as TikTok at Rolo Runs the City _ and all things Rolo. Don't forget to check out RoloRunsTheCity.com. All things Rolo. I am on there. Feel free to check out my stuff. But without further ado, let's get to the show. This show right here is absolutely very important, and it's the power of showing up. And the reason why I say that it's absolutely important because regardless of your feelings or regardless of how you may see things that day, that month, how your year is going, or even that second and that hour, you need to make sure that you show up no matter what's going on. A day off is a day dead. There's no such thing as having a day off. Oh, I'm going to take a day off of this today. I'm going to take a day off of that today. I'm just going to crawl under my bed and die. Well, you know what? Be careful because you might be actually dead. So if I were you, the power of showing up is something that is a muscle that you need to flex. So my thing to you tonight is to be sure that regardless of what is going on, where you're at in the world, what time it is, you show up regardless of the situation. And the reason why I say that is because you got so many people right now who are absolutely discouraged in life. You're seeing a lot of crash outs on Instagram, TikTok, and everything with young kids as young as 18, 20 years old, just trying to go ahead and take on the world, and they feel like they're losing no matter what, no matter how hard they're trying to fight, they feel like they're sinking. And I say this to those young people right now, although markets are saturated and there's a lot of noise out there, you actually are in the most robust opportunities that this life has to offer. Many of these things back 20, 30 years ago didn't exist in reference to like people making a living off of social media. So my thing is stop crying and get your ass to work. I don't mean to sound insensitive, but in actuality, that's exactly what it is. If you're crying, you're probably not working hard enough. And my thing to you is to continuously keep showing up. And that goes to my older folks as well, who feel like that they're being discriminated due to ageism. I feel that we need to stop using things as an excuse. There's so many people who are able to actually reinvent themselves. So my recommendation to you, sir, ma'am, is to actually hop on it, figure out a way to reinvent yourself and become an asset and continue to pour into what this market is willing to give people. So stop not wanting to show up. Show up regardless of what's going on. Like today, I don't want to do a freaking workout, but I'm going to do my workout anyway, regardless of that good old huddle house that I had today, that put me on my couch and had me sleep. This very couch right here that I'm sitting on, and just had me like sleeping. Okay, I was just like out of it, and that's because I had a long day. And life beats down your boy too. But am I going to sit there and just let it beat the hell out of me, or am I going to fight back and show what I'm all about? You see the flag behind me. I run the city. I run my mouth, and I'm going to tell you for damn sure, I run this thing we call life. So don't get it twisted. We're not staying belly up like a dead cockroach. Get your ass to work. All right. Another thing too that I must say that this special episode of 100 has taught me. throughout this whole journey of this podcast so far, obviously we talk about personal and professional development. I always harp on, of course, not only showing up, but having the discipline to show up. And a lot of people think that discipline has to be locked in 100% of the time. That's not even it. People's like, oh, it's 80/20. It's like, where are you getting, I mean, where are we getting these percentages from? You know what I mean? My thing is, you're going to have hiccups along your way. So be sure to do what needs to get done. So then that way you can overcome those hiccups. Like if you know that you're falling off on your diet, man, recognize it, put a damn apple in your mouth and stop chewing and choking on a damn Snickers. Okay. Um, no, I'm not going to say pause, although I said pause anyway just now, but I'm kind of tired of people doing that. I mean, that's another thing too. I mean, not to be off topic, but it's pause crap and everything. It goes to show you that you have a homophobia and you have homophobic thoughts. So quit the pause crap. Not everybody's talking about something homosexual and with that intention. So, and if you're a grown ass man and you're over the age of 50 years old and you're from Harlem, New York, stop. Anyway, we'll keep going from there. But with that being said, I'm not trying to call anybody out, but you know who you are. With that being said, I mean, these episodes have taught me so much because I'm able to actually go back. I evaluate not only my own performance for the episodes, but actually what I'm saying during these episodes. So then that way I can continue to not only just provide great feedback to people, but also, the consistency of showing up and the consistency of my message. I'm not here to waver, and I'm not going to say that I don't change my mind on certain things either, because of course I do. I mean, I'm human, I'm not as contradictory as a lot of people are, where they go back and forth with their opinions and what their agenda is. My agenda, of course, it represents consistency, continuity with the people around me, bringing great strength to everything I do in all facets of this life. Like I said, my whole thing is to make sure that I'm doing what I can to bring a good message to encourage people, not to discourage people, but at the same time recognize their own faults and absolutely, overcome those battles. A lot of people feel like they need like therapy or whatnot. I don't think you need therapy. Therapy is like putting a band-aid on a gunshot wound. We can talk to a guy laying on a couch all day long or a woman all day long talking, laying on a couch, telling them our problems, but until we decide to pick up the pen and the pad and to write down the plan and what we're going to do about it, nothing will change. It's no different than a person who's addicted to painkillers. Okay, the body goes numb. They feel good because they're sedated, but when they wake up, it's back to reality, back to pain. So my suggestion to you is to get up, address the pain, and move forward. Okay. And I realize that I'm kind of masochistic because I think I like a lot of pain because of the fact that, I mean, I guess that's the reason why I run and do all this other stuff, because pain lets you know that you're alive. And what do the Marines say? Marines say, oh, pain is weakness leaving the body. No, pain is just pain. It is what it is. But, you do what you got to do to fight through the pain, right? But anyway, moving on, okay? But my message to you guys is, please be sure to not fall for this fake life that you guys are seeing on these social media platforms. I mean, you're seeing so many people, like we talked about before in past episodes, of living a rented lifestyle and basically just showing like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm making moves, look at me. And everybody's showing their highlight reel on these social medias, but they're not showing that they're getting evicted from these 35, $4,000 a month condos out in Miami, where they're shooting all this content and they're batching the content and they're putting it out. Like, I mean, I'm being serious. Like, there's folks that go, they batch their content. They could spend a good 30 days of batching content and can spread that out throughout a year and make it seem like they live right there, oceanfront property and they could walk right outside and they're right there on South Beach. And the truth of the matter is not true. You know, they've batched so much content when they decided to go ahead and get them an Airbnb or whatever the hell they did. And no, they're not living like that, 24/7, 365 in a leap year. That's not happening. You got a lot of people who are great at content creation and they don't give you the real stuff, the raw stuff, what's really happening. And not to mention that they're probably like living in Iowa right now in some 2-bedroom apartment with a lot lizard. Who knows, right? But that's just what people are doing. And for people who know, truck drivers or whatever, if you guys, let's say, yeah, I know what a lot lizard is. I'm not going to go ahead and elaborate on that. You Google it if you want to, but yeah, it's not really a good thing to be involved with. But anyway, I know I feel like I'm kind of going a little off the rails here with this episode, but this is episode 100, and this is absolutely a great milestone. So why not keep it a little bit wild? Why not keep it, a little bit entertaining, but at the same time informative? Right. But like I said, you just have a lot of people who are just they're gawking and just absolutely envying people that they shouldn't be envying. Like you can't compare your life to somebody else. Like there's a quote that says comparison is the thief of joy, which it absolutely is. Like I can't compare myself to someone else who has not had my experiences or is experiencing the life that I'm having now, and no one can do that with me. I mean, I don't recommend anybody to try to compare themselves to me. And I'm damn sure not going to compare myself to anybody else. But what I want you to know is to recognize your self worth and what you're about and what you're trying to accomplish. What's your purpose? What are your goals? And just be the best overall human being that God intended you to be. If you believe in God, Allah, Buddha, praying to the cow, whatever. I always tell people about that. The universe, whatever it is, your uh, your higher being is. And if you don't have a higher being, then shame on you. It's probably why you're living like crap now. So my recommendation to you is this world is bigger than you. It's not about you, and it's not about what you can get, but who you can serve. But and speaking of that, right? I will say this. I had somebody tell me a couple of weeks ago that I was being criticized by this person, and she was saying to this other person who of course then informed me, saying that I guess it's because I'm very confident in who I am, and I think everybody should have that confidence in themselves because nobody could do you better than you, so just do you. And she said, oh, he thinks he's God's gift to earth. And it's like, well, I am God's gift to earth. Like, lady, have you bumped your damn head? Of course I'm God's gift to earth, because last time I checked, God gives everybody as a gift because they're willing to give. A gift gives. If you are going under the tree on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day and you open up your present, you're very happy because of that gift, because it's giving you the joy of something that you've always wanted. That gift doesn't get anything in return. That gift is there serving its purpose, and that's to make sure that it brings joy for whatever your like is. So I feel everybody is a gift, because if you're willing to give to your community, if you're willing to give to your family, if you're willing to serve a higher cause other than self, of course you are a gift. Needless to say, that woman is a dumbass, but that's either here or there. Anyway, I guess if you guys don't realize, I just kind of woke up from a nap. I tell you about the nap earlier. I'm kind of woke up from the nap. So, this, you're kind of getting a little cranky side of Rolo Runs the City. But this is how I am actually when I get ready to race. Because normally when I race, it's early in the morning and I get up. I normally take a cold shower. And that kind of just gets the crankiness out of me just a little bit, but not really. And I need that crankiness so then that way I have that edge when I'm running. So, and speaking of running, I will be hitting the trail again soon. My next race will be the Braves Country 5K. And I'm hitting back on the trail again. And man, I just remembered I need to go ahead and sign up for the Atlanta Marathon for 2027. So then that way I could be an ultimate peach again. It'll be number 5 for me. Lord willing, I can stay strong, continue to keep improving, and tell the injuries to go where they can go. Anyway, man, I know this was a brief episode, but I hope it was an impactful episode for you. just the power of showing up. You have to show up every day, man, regardless of what's going on. I encourage everybody. I mean, if you don't feel like working out today, stretch, man. Do something. Do a damn 5-minute yoga. Knock out some push ups. Do something. Don't just lay there being a lump of coal and just thinking that you are going to change by non movement. It doesn't happen. Yeah, you're going to change it, right? You're going to melt into the ground because gravity is winning the battle. Okay. That's what happens. Things hang a little bit more as you age. That could be your face, that could be your male anatomy. For females, your female anatomy. You guys know what I'm getting at. But do what you can to fight against gravity. Just live long and prosper. Don't trust your doctor. I know I'm ruthless with my wordplay, but no, I'm not a shata. Anyway, sorry, that was just a bar from one of my old songs. I felt that was deemed necessary to put it down. But anyway, y'all take care, Godspeed. This is Rolo Runs the City, and this is another episode. We are closing this out. I'm very grateful for you guys for checking me out on the YouTubes, Spotify's, the Insta webs, and the face chats, and all that other good stuff. I'm very grateful for you guys, man. And y'all just continue to go ahead and keep on tuning into this. I appreciate your support. Like I said, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate having open dialogue with you guys. I appreciate the trolls because that lets me know that I'm doing my job. I'm getting under your skin because I'm doing something you can't do, and that's get in front of this camera and be me. So you go ahead and keep being the little gray guy silhouette trolling who's scared to put up a picture of himself because you probably look like an ass face. Anyway, y'all take care, Godspeed. This is Roller Runs the City, and we'll see you next week. Peace.